This video is for some of you, but maybe not all of you. If you are sensitive, if you're empathic, if you have some clairvoyance or some skills of sight or seeing or feeling beyond the veil, then you might resonate with this. And this is about increasing your awareness in the multidimensional aspect. So, my experience as I've been on this journey is that I've become aware of not just my physical human body self, but the aspects that I have out there, things that are not the aspects of myself that aren't tangible. They interface with other dimensions, other realms and realities. And, this is not something I can prove. This is not something that I have science to back up what I'm saying. This is my experience, so take it or leave it. But as you expand, as you awaken more parts of yourself, as more receptors open, you may start to have a tangible feel for, oh, I reside in a much greater sense than just this physical human form. I actually interface with other realms and realities, and those parts of myself have wisdom that I can glean for my human aspect. And so I'm going to say it was about 10 years ago when I started to understand that my ascension process was really to integrate all of my multidimensional aspects. And to me, what that meant was any shadow aspect or any light aspect, I wanted to integrate it. So when I say integrate, I mean make it a part of myself. If it was a shadow aspect, there was a lesson I needed to learn and transmute it into light and then integrate it. If it was a light aspect of myself, not to be afraid of my power, but to let it in and to let it be part of me, to integrate it. So as I've gone through this past decade, I've been working very intentionally with integrating all of my multidimensional aspects. Because if you understand how the soul journey works, where each lifetime, each realm and reality in which your soul interfaces, you're gathering information, you're gathering wisdom. Perhaps you went to school on a different planet or in a different realm. You learned there, you gathered information, or you had a harsh lesson somewhere else. Your soul remembers that lesson. Your soul remembers what you learned, and it's accessible to you here and now in this incarnation in your physical human form that you have now. And as you integrate more wisdom of the different aspects of your soul, you gain more power and you gain more wisdom and you have more energy to work with here in the here and now with your physical human form that you have now. So integrating your multidimensional aspects is not necessarily an easy journey, but when you set that intention to integrate all parts of yourself, to not leave any aspect of yourself behind, but to accept, embrace all of it, it's very powerful because there's so much wisdom to be gleaned from the other dimensions in which you reside or with which you interface. So I know this video is a little bit more esoteric than some of the other concepts I've shared. If you understand this, let me know. And if you have questions about this, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them in the comments, or maybe I'll even do another video about it. But it is important that you are working with higher versions of yourself, the expanded versions of yourself on other timelines that are of higher frequency. It's important that you integrate any traumatized versions of yourself. And when I say versions of yourself, I'm talking about aspects. I'm talking about your multidimensional parts and aspects. It is important to harness the wisdom of all of that, because it does give you more wisdom and power for what you're doing now. we're taught, that we're this singular little human being, and that we don't really exist anywhere else outside of, this narrow tunnel. What we can see, there's nothing outside of what we can see, right? I'm being a little bit dramatic, but when you live your life that way, you close yourself off from the more that you are. And trust me, you are much more than you think that you are, because your brain is limited in its perception of other dimensions, realms, realities, layers, and levels of your existence. But you are, in fact, interfacing with many layers of existence, many realms, realities, many, many timelines. When we talk about quantum leaping or jumping timelines, part of that is harnessing your different aspects and awakening new abilities. If you think about different versions of yourself have different skills, different abilities, and you can activate more of your own skills more efficiently when you become aware of the multidimensional aspects of yourself. So again, I know this was esoteric. It's hard to put some of these concepts into the English language, but I invite you to actually go back and listen to this video again, with maybe do a heart meditation first, work with opening your heart and receive the information through your heart. It's much easier to understand that way. These are not concepts that our brains can necessarily, wrap around, but our hearts know the things that I'm speaking about here in this video. I hope this was helpful for you. Please go to creationtemple.com/donate. Leave me a little gift. Let me know you appreciated this content.